What's up, my dudes? Old Ryan Dungey gonna come out of retirement. So, this is actually the real deal, okay? This is not just some, Spency boy speculation here. This is on Motocross Action magazine, right? And the title of it says, Ryan Dungey looking to come out of retirement and race in 2021. So, apparently at the 2020 Spring Creek National, Dungey addressed a lot of the rumors that were around that, and he said that there was truth to the rumors, and he said that he has been knocking on the doors of factory teams to potentially get a ride for the 2021 season. So, I think that's what it's all going to come down to, right? We've been seeing Dungey on the Honda. So this is crazy. I definitely wasn't expecting this, but would that not be insane if Dungey came back and won another Supercross championship? Oh my God, if he won another one over Tomac, I would freak out, dog. That would be insane. So apparently Dungey's 31 years old now, which is not like crazy old. I mean, you can definitely... Like, if you're a previous Supercross champion, you're still 31 years old, like, dog, you could definitely still win. It just, so I'm kind of looking here on this little post. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. So the whole thing about it would be, though, is, Dungey trying to learn a whole different bike at that sort of level, trying to get back into it, but I mean, how old was Reed when he still was winning main events? I'm pretty sure he was quite a bit older than 31. So it's not like, out of the imagination. I'm not saying Dungey's just going to swoop right in and start kicking ass if he does come back, but it's not like, oh my God, there's no way Dungey could win another main event, Like, he definitely could. Yeah, Dungey on the Honda. That is interesting. The interesting thing about this whole situation, right, is the fact that Dungey retired, kind of like he was, three-peat champion. He retired. I really thought he was going to race a little bit longer. But see, he had the kid, like, right after that, right? So, and then these past 3 or 4 years, he's been raising the kid. So maybe it's kind of one of those things, if he's got his kid raised to a certain point now, he's missing Supercross and motocross, he's going to come back for like 2 or 3 years. I don't know what the real, like, grand scheme and plan is, but the whole thing is, if he can't get a full-blown factory ride, what the hell's really the point? And it's going to be hard to get a full-blown factory ride because, Honda's got Sexton coming up. Obviously, you still got Roczen. I've heard some little rumors that Roczen might be retiring. I know that sounds crazy. I don't think there's any, full-blown truth to that. But Roczen has been through a lot of injuries, a lot of crap, still got that crap going on with his body. He's got a kid that he just had. That's one reason why he didn't want to run the outdoor series, let his body heal up, and for the kid. So, if Roczen doesn't retire this year, I think he will retire in, like, the next 2 or 3 years. So I don't really know what's going to go down with that, and I don't know how much longer Roczen has on that Honda deal. He's been there for a while now, and he's just had a lot of injuries, man. A lot of injuries, not too many amazing results. Unfortunately, for the Honda team, I mean, obviously Roczen's capable, but it just hasn't really went his way on the Honda so far. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But yeah, apparently this is like the real deal. This is not just like, when Villapoto kind of tried to come back a little bit and he raced in the Monster Cup and everybody was kind of freaking out and he made all the jokes about coming back in outdoors and he raced some of the overseas Supercross races and stuff. That wasn't really coming back, right? Like, if you don't legitimately race a full-blown, AMA Supercross or Lucas Oil Pro motocross race, you didn't really come out of retirement. You didn't really come back. I know they like to use that to try to get everybody hyped up and try to get everybody to buy tickets to some, Australian Supercross race or whatever, but in reality, you didn't really come out of retirement unless you race a main event of, Supercross or motocross. That makes me think back to that year Pastrana tried to do that. And like, what was that, like 06 or 07, 08, somewhere around them years. 09 maybe, I think it was at St. Louis, right? But he didn't make it to the main event. That was kind of just a one-off crazy little thing, but yeah, we'll see if Dungey can do it, man. I don't know. These teams, it just seems like motocross is getting so cutthroat. I mean, it always has been cutthroat, but man, like if you're not literally currently winning like multiple main events or championships, it's going to be hard to get on a factory team no matter what. You know what I mean? And if you go like a year or two without winning a main event or a championship, you probably ain't going to be on that factory team anymore. That's just the way it is. Like if you're not winning races or winning championships, 250 or 450 class, that's how cutthroat it is. So even though you might be a Dungey or a whoever, if you stop racing for 3-4 years, man, I don't know. That would be it'd be very hard to get back on like the full-blown Honda team like that. Maybe they can like add a third rider or something just for Dungey. I don't really know. I have no idea, but interesting situation though either way. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this one. Wild. I don't know how he would do at this point. It'd be trying to learn a whole new bike. You saw how that went with how it goes with any of them trying to learn a whole new bike. A lot of times that takes them a year or 2 or 3 just to reach their full potential on that new particular bike, right? Very rare occasion like what you had with Webb where he hops on a new bike and just does amazing right away. That's actually a pretty rare thing. So we'll see what all goes down. I mean, the Hondas are definitely popping off, 450 wise now. I mean, it's definitely a capable bike. So it's just all like in how much Dungey's been training, how much he's been riding over these past 3 or 4 years. These boys work their whole life to get to that certain point. So when they just take 2 or 3 years off, they definitely lose where they were at to a certain extent. Dungey's like right there in that he took like 3 or 4 years. It's been 3 or 4 years since he's raced, right? So it's been 3 years since he's raced, like in a full-blown Supercross race, right? So it's like right there in that point where he's almost waited too long, but not necessarily waited too long. You see what I'm saying? He's like right there in that in-between, like 2 or 3 year, time period since the last time he did a actual full-blown pro race. I think once you start getting that 4, 5, 6 years without racing, you're pretty much totally out at that point, right? But when you're like in that 2, 3, 4 year time period, you might still have a chance to come back. So that's kind of where I feel like Dungey's at right now. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, if you see good old Dungey out there on the track, don't be surprised. All right. So appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.